Lions TV. We are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen, right? Now, if you are going to do a bit of business in 2022, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below or on our website www.lionstv.co.uk. This is your preview show looking ahead to tomorrow night's very difficult trip to Lancashire to face newly relegated Burnley. As always, let's start out by taking a look at the 11 that Gary Rowett might pick to get the job done. Okay, so off the back of a disappointing 1-0 home defeat against Reading, I feel the tide has started to turn, and I will say this as well, I never dive into these things and I give my opinions of why I wanted Rowett out a very, very long time ago, and that was based on, a substantial amount of times things going this way. I, got on board with him in the summer. I still think it's very early in the season, only 6 games gone, and we're doing a podcast later tonight, by the way, live at 8 o'clock, the Den Debate, and I've titled that video, What Did You Expect? What did you lot actually expect from the opening 6 games? Because I will pretty much expect where we are about now, 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3 of the opening 6, maybe slightly under what I would have really liked. What I really would like was 6 straight wins, but that's not going to happen. But I was expecting, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws. It's pretty much where we are as a club, and it wouldn't have surprised me, and it doesn't surprise me, where we currently are. I think it's a little bit premature to be getting on the manager's back, as I said in my extended post-match yesterday, especially with players that haven't had the opportunity to play or train together a lot, still a squad in transition, starting wanting to gel and getting things right, especially with this new formation. Tomorrow, we travel to Burnley. What will he do in terms of formation? I've got a feeling he might change it higher up the pitch. He'll definitely play the 5 at the back. I think he'll stick with Wallace, Hutchinson and Cooper. I don't think they was that bad Saturday. They only conceded 1 goal, and I think he'll stick with Danny Mack right back and Scott Malone at left wing back. I think the changes could be in midfield. I think you'll see Mitchell come back in, potentially alongside Saville. If not, he might even completely switch it and bring in George Evans. I think he left Mitchell out completely, maybe to rest him for this game, because we're going to be doing a lot of defending and a lot of running and a lot of defensive work. So I feel we may change it completely in the centre of midfield. I think he'll bring Fleming in for a start. And again, I think he's done the right thing not rushing him back on Saturday. Fleming needs time to settle. And if he comes in tomorrow, plays 90 minutes, and has a stinker, don't all start going, fucking send him back. Give him time. He needs a run of sort of 10, 20 games. Up front, I think he'll probably go with Volsammer and Afobe, or he could potentially change it and go back to 1 central striker, putting Bradshaw central and 2 wide, 1 either side, Afobe and Volsammer, but only time will tell. I don't think he'll play Bury, and I really like Bury, and for me, I'd be very interested in now putting Bury in a 10, but I don't think Rowett's going to think that this is the game for that day, and I personally probably would agree with him. Let's move on to our opposition. It's Burnley. Managed by Manchester City legend Vincent Kompany. Of course, they was managed for a very long time under Sean Dyche, ex-Millwall player. About 10 years in the Premier League. I'm going to go for 8, I guess. Someone please check me on that in the comments. But they sacked Sean Dyche at the sort of mid to 3/4 point last season, if my memory serves me correctly. And they got someone else in, I think just someone who was on their backroom staff at the time, to try and save him. But they couldn't help escape the drop, and they dropped back into the Championship for a first time in a long time. Expected to go well, especially with their new manager. I'm pretty sure Craig Bellamy's his assistant as well. They'll have money to spend. So they're a squad that has been in and around the Premier League for a long, long time. So they're expecting to go back exactly where they just come from. Burnley currently sit 6 in the division, 10 places above us. However, there's only 2 points in it. So let's not panic and shit ourselves about the league table just yet. A win for us tomorrow in Lancashire will see us leapfrog our opponents. On the opening day, they beat Huddersfield by 1-0. It was a live televised game, and to be honest, they absolutely carved Huddersfield to pieces that night. I actually watched the game, could have been a lot more than 1-0, but since then they've lost their feet a little bit. They've drawn 3 and lost 1 of the next 4, and they've only managed to hit form, surprise, surprise, on Saturday, the game before they have to face Millwall, tanking Wigan 5-1 at the JJB. Some really, really good goals as well. 2 that day for Josh Brownhill, and he'll be the one to watch when we travel to Turf Moor tomorrow. And it's just about time. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to move on to prediction. And so this is your pre-match prediction. And here we go. I don't know why I'm saying this. Everything points towards Burnley should walk this tomorrow. and we are not going to be in contention. They're off the back of a massive win. We're off the back of a disappointing one. We're quite defensive anyway, especially away from home. We haven't picked up a win yet away this season, but I am going for a Gary Rowett special 1-0 to Millwall with Sean Hutchinson to get the goal. Don't ask me why. I just had this feeling that I actually thought, we weren't going to get the job done against Reading. I know I said 2-2 in my prediction, but I actually thought we was going to lose the game because this is classic Millwall. We'll go and flip it on its head now and do it on a cold Tuesday night in Lancashire. And that's your lot for this preview show. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will be travelling to Burnley tomorrow. I've never been to Turf Moor. Only 2 grounds in this division I've never been. This one and Rotherham. I went to the old Millwall, but I've never been to their current stadium. So I'm ticking this one off tomorrow. Myself and Mr. Wallpaper, Regal Elevators, will be travelling up, staying up overnight, and we'll get you some post-match content, a full-time reaction, and all that shit, as per usual, coming in. Woo, I'll see you in Lancashire if you're going. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.